I guess first and foremost, how did you meet Russ?
Oh, God, that was in Hollywood. I was working at the Classic Cat. I was headlining.
Okay.
And I guess some of Russ Meyer's girls had seen me. I was also, at the time, working with one of his stars who was just a beautiful, wonderful girl named Shari Eubank, who did Supervixens.
Yes.
Yes, so she was working there, and she wasn't even headlined or anything. It was sad, and she was just gorgeous. She had a problem with the bottle, but eventually, she's okay now.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to me. They all told Russ, "You got to see this girl. You got to see her." And they came. He came, and I don't know. I kind of liked him the minute I saw him, and I was married to a wonderful guy.
Yeah. That
was just great. And I feel sorry I ever left him. But anyway, back to Russ, I was just a big little tease, and I just rubbed my big breast on his back because he was not facing me, and I was coming to meet him. And then I go, "Oh, excuse me," and he loved it.
What was Russ's infatuation with that part of the female anatomy? You must have gleaned some information as to his youth. I mean, what happened that he was so in love with breasts?
His mother had big breasts, and he was so in love with his mother.
Of course, isn't that always the way?
Because his mother did, she would sell her wedding rings to buy him his first camera when he was 15, and she just babied him,
Yeah.
And, mama's boy. What can I tell you?
There you go. So, you said you wish you never left your first husband or the man you were with at the time.
George, my second husband.
Your second husband. But you were with Russ, at least 10 years, weren't you?
Oh, God, no. I was with him like 14, 15, and then till the very end, I was his friend, and he was mine.
Okay, so it did end well then.
Oh, it ended very well. I took care of him while he had Alzheimer's, and I showered him when he shit all over himself because he didn't know. And I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I don't know." He had no He had no control.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what good friends do.
Yeah, that's amazing. I guess through the years, has anyone ever come to you and wanted to make a film about those wild times?
No. There's just no money. Money sucks. Economy sucks.
Yeah.
And life is scary. People are not happy and dancing in the streets. There's just rioting, and it's awful. And hate and racism. It's just not like the 70s, okay?
No, it's sure. I was born in the 70s.
Drugs, and rock and roll, and lots of sex.
Yeah, lots of sex without any of the hang-ups, I think that's the beauty of it.
And the money was flowing, baby. Oh.
Well, listen, the first time, on your bio, you mentioned that, are your parents still with us? They are, right?
My mother is. My stepfather and my father are gone, who I adored.
But
basically, I was a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
Girl. Yeah. I was. And grandma. And my mother, I don't know. We don't have a relationship. She's alive, but we don't have a relationship.
Did you, when you first started to get into the business, were they more, were your parents very liberal? Were they forward thinking? Were they cool with what you were doing?
Are you kidding me? They thought it was disgusting.
Is that part of the reason why you started to explore that? Was it a bit of youthful rebellion?
No, not at all. I came to L.A. and I was really struggling to pay rent, and I'd take a bus at 5 in the morning and get to work at 8, and it was just a hardship. And then my girlfriend, a neighbor across the way, told me, my sister is a dancer, and she makes a lot of money, like $300 a day.
Yeah.
and this and that, and then I saw her sister, and her sister had no tits and a big ass, and I go, well, shit. I have little tits and a little ass. I can do it too.
And do you remember the first time when you actually did dance in front of strangers?
Oh my God! They told me I was moving and smiling, and I thought I wasn't moving or smiling. I was like petrified. And I said, did I smile? They go, God, you were just like glowing from ear to ear, and you were moving really fast and dancing. I said, I was. I thought my knees were wobbling and shaking. I didn't know if I was dancing or just shaking.
Well, was it liberating? Did you suddenly, like, what was that feeling when you first came off stage? Was it euphoria? I mean, do you remember any of those kind of feelings?
I remember all the guys going crazy, just banging their feet on the floor and clapping and yelling and screaming because they told them it was my first time.
Yeah.
I think they think it's a virgin kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I was naked at all either because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really move to the beat of the music because I was so nervous and shaking. I couldn't control my body. But then, you know, after it was over and everybody told me, you look great, and you got the job, you know, because I went to audition, I felt much better.
Now, in your experience, especially in those early days, were your male, you must have, I can't even imagine the legion of male admirers that flocked at your feet, but were they by and large very respectful, do you think?
Very.
Yeah.
And some of them were like my grandpa, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
And they were so good to me, and they would buy me suitcases, and they would buy me bikinis, and high heels, and things they wanted to see me wear. And I go, well, what's with the suitcases? Well, I was going to Hawaii and going to ask you. And I go, oh, I don't know. I don't know you, but I'll take the suitcases.
Well, you know, again, having that kind of almost very sweet relationship between yourself, you know, and your fans, it must have been, you must have had to fight, especially as you moved into the 80s, when things got a little more puritanical. You must have had to fight to kind of prove that people were wrong, that this was not seedy, this was not bad, this was something good and nice.
You know what? After a while, you get tired of that fucking fight, and what you do is you just, when you meet somebody, you tell them you're a secretary.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get that. That's a good point.
Yeah, you know, it's like,
you get sick of being judged by strangers, right?
Oh, yes. Especially when I would go to parties, normal parties that there weren't other strippers in.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a guy invited me to his office party.
Yeah.
And, you know, first thing they do is, so what do you do? And I just didn't want to get into it. Because I don't know if I was going to have another date with this guy or not. So I just said, I work for a dentist and a receptionist.
Yeah.
And leave it at that, you know. And it was just awkward.
Yeah.
To always be defending myself. Because they would go, oh, you do? And what does your family think about it? Well, I mean, gee, you know, then they start to really look at you, then they're judging you.
Yeah. It's the craziest.
It was rough, okay? It was rough.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, girls nowadays that are in burlesque, nobody judges them, and nobody, in a way, nobody even cares that they are burlesque. You know, nobody cares. No,
I know.
They go great. They go great. For me in the 70s, it was just fabulous. Sex was the seller, baby.
Yeah.
And you really had to feel sex.
Yeah.
You had to feel sex. You can't lie. You guys know.
Yeah.
The girls that were more successful were the ones that were really sexy inside and out.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go up there and just say, here's my body, look at it. No, you've got to enjoy your body and really feel like they're enjoying your body, and it's okay for them to enjoy your body. and they can tell that, and then you're a star.
Yeah. Well, that's like with any, that's, you know, that
You can't fool a man, honey. You just can't.
No, you can't. But, you know, that's like any performer. It's, you got to fake it until you make it. You got to show people, if as long as they believe that you believe, then you're in, then it's good.
Yes.
You know, it's...
Because there were more beautiful girls than me, or dancers, but they didn't make it because they weren't really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guys can tell.
You know, it's funny too in American culture that I've found, and I'm Canadian, but it always seems more acceptable in pop culture for people to kill each other in movies than fuck. It's just the craziest thing. I've never understood that.
Oh yes, and it's okay if they rather see you fight than be kissing and hugging.
Yeah. Mike, you didn't marry. You and Russ were not married legally, were you? I guess you were common.
Never. I would never marry him because he was a control freak.
Ah.
Total. He says, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to go see my aunt." "You don't need to see your aunt. You got me. You don't need girlfriends. You got me."
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, he was very, very possessive, and it was. It stopped me. I knew it wasn't going to work.
Well, being so fiercely independent.
It worked good because we would fight and make up. It was the making up. He'd take me on vacation and buy me things, and it was wonderful. Makeup sex was wonderful.
Of course.
You don't get bored.
Yeah, you get bored of the cycle of it, right?
No, because when we were bored, we'd break up for 6 months, and then the makeup was really great.
Oh, wow. Now you never, such an independent woman. Did you ever marry again, or was that the end of that?
Yes, I did. I married Coyle, who I kept the last name.
Okay.
To this day. And after that, the divorce is horrible. Divorces are just horrible.
Yeah.
The marriage and the romance is wonderful, but no, even if you both want the divorce, it's very painful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to reconcile those good memories with the person that you're suddenly becoming enemies with. It's a very strange process.
Very.
So, my question, in researching you a little bit, I did watch some of your adult work as well. And again, it's amazing to watch this stuff. And I guess this was primarily it was in the 90s you were involved in more hardcore stuff, right?
Yeah, because I was a drunk and drug addict, and I also, the dancing wasn't offering great money, so it was over. Yeah. It was basically, burlesque was over for me, and so were the movies, the legitimate movies, and I went for it. I go, what the hell?
Yeah, well, you sure did go for it. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that behind the scenes things weren't as sunny, but you're a very good performer on every level, even in those films. Did the industry treat you well? You can be frank with me, or off the record if you don't want to talk about it. That's fine too.
They're assholes, okay?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's what I figured. I was wondering if I was hoping in my romantic fantasies that they paid you exorbitant amounts of money.
Oh, well, they did it when I was in hardcore and didn't do hardcore.
Yeah. Oh, really? When you were just like, oh, okay, like a guest. Yeah.
By the 90s, so many girls wanted to be in it that the price went down.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of the girls the big names from the 70s that were doing it, like Vanessa Del Rio, all those girls, they were just fabulous, and I got to meet them, and they were good. They're good people. No. And in that time, they paid well, but I wasn't doing the actual intercourse, and they paid me $1,000 a day. And then in the 90s, when I was older, and I think they knew I was on drugs and alcohol, they didn't treat me good, but I didn't care. I got money to pay my bills. It was survival.
How did you...
Glad I did it. I'm not ashamed. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, no, it was just another...
I don't care. I do what I have to do. Nobody pays my bills.
No, you do what you have to do to survive, and it's still an extension of your profession, so it's nothing to be ashamed of at all. And, I didn't know that you had problems with addiction. How did you conquer those problems?
One day I said, God, this is not this is really hard work to stay drunk.
Yeah.
You got to just drink and drink, because after a while you don't get happy drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not working. Like, I go, gee, the alcohol's not working. I can't live like this.
Yeah.
I can't go anywhere because I'm drinking all the time. So my friend says, you need to go to AA. You can't do it on your own. And I said, yes, I can. And I couldn't. So finally he says, are you ready? I said, yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And you just have to be ready. Nobody can force you. You know what I mean? I had to be ready. I had to be sick of it and tired. I wanted it. But I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Because my body would start shaking and wanting that drink.
Is it still?
So my friends just took me to AA, and they would make sure I eat something, because, when you're drinking, you don't really take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank God for friends that care.
Well, next time I'm in LA and I get out there a lot, I'm gonna come see you because you're absolutely lovely.
Oh God!
I'll take you out for a nice dinner. We'll have a bunch of laughs. All right.
Okay.
All right. Mike, a question about female sexuality and mature female sexuality. I've never found it. It's the old discrepancy that's still around today, that men can sail off into their senior years and just be as sexy, if not sexier, or perceived as so, and the roles never dry up, and yet it's so difficult for women. Why do you think that is?
Because it's a man's world, honey.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're catching up, so watch out.
Well, and you're a role model, and you're in this movie now. How did you get involved with the League of Exotic Dancers? Oh,
I was at Burlesque House,
Yeah.
in Las Vegas, and they started to interview me. It was lovely.